I am live. Hey guys, how are you today? And today is a very busy day for me, but I wanted to come on and say hello. And this is probably the last Saturday that we're a VIP kid. This morning I had 3 classes and I had 2 for a while. And then it was over 24 hours. I got a third booking at 6 a.m. So I got to get up early and do my classes. And it was enjoyable. Yeah, I do enjoy the kids. And so the word is that maybe October 15th is our last day. A lot of the parents in China are getting letters from VIPKID saying you need to switch to AI classes. And from what I've seen, some parents are getting they have to switch and then they get some rebate, but not all of their money back, etc. So it doesn't look good I think we're all disappointed. Hello, Jason. Thank you for coming. So we all knew this was coming. Some people decided to back out before the inevitable happens. And I saw your video, Jason, about how it could be the end. We're looking at October 15th as a possible end date. And we haven't heard official word, at least I haven't gotten official word that October 15th is the last day. But we have gotten word that they are doing AI classes. Now, I did my classes this morning and I had a little girl at 6 a.m. and she did pretty well. Of course, at this point, we're doing regulars because, that's what's going on right now. The parents can't rebuy more classes. And so I had one girl this morning, and she's kind of an intermittent regular for me and she has pretty good pronunciation. But then later I had 2 boys. One boy, he has come a long way since he first started. And I have to say, he's doing much better with his reading. And he was stuttering a lot. And his mother would tell me behind the scenes that he doesn't really stutter except for when he's in the class. Maybe he gets nervous, things like that. And then my third class, I've had this little boy for a few years as well. And he has come a long way, but his pronunciation has really deteriorated. So I was just thinking that with an AI teacher, I can't imagine their pronunciation is going to continue to be good because already, like, the 3rd student that I had, he missed a class and he hasn't been doing his classes as regularly, and so, he's had a lot of time in between classes, and he reads pretty well, but he reads more like, your computer when you hear a computer book read, it's very monotone and very connected, and he's not changing his pronunciation at all. So I can't imagine how the AI teacher is going to work. So it depends on what their goals are, right? And it is what it is, but I don't think they're going to have the help from an AI teacher that they would have from a regular teacher, and that's their choice. They may already know that, but obviously they've considered the the costs there. Same here. I have students regress in pronunciation skills. AI classes aren't going to cut it for their needs. Yeah. So it's kind of sad. I wonder if like an AI teacher has the ability to like respond to like say one of my students was saying ate like at. And so I had to repeat that several times for them to say ate. I ate a cookie. And so I wonder if the AI teacher can kind of pick up on that or not. I don't know. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for coming. So I don't know if this is our last day. This was a Saturday that just opened up because they had the holiday, but normally we're not going to be able to teach weekends or holidays. and we're looking at possibly October 15th. A lot of people are reporting that parents in China are getting letters that they need to switch to AI classes. And I saw on Teacher Evelyn's channel that she has seen a little example of the AI classes. So I'm not sure. Maybe that was Micah. I think Teacher Micah did a video about that. I'm going to have to go back and check. But I did ask her the question, where did you see the AI teachers? I'm kind of curious what that looks like and how that goes. So we may hear more about that, in the future. It's kind of sad. For me, I'm busy. I really, I would like to do a second job. I have an in-person job. I would like to have a second, what they call a side hustle. And I do sell some makeup, but I haven't gotten a lot of customers on that one. I would like to do something that is a little more sure. And I think the tutoring is definitely going well, and people are doing well with tutoring, and I do have out school classes. My problem with out school is my schedule is pretty tight. By the time I come home in the evening, I'm kind of like not ready to get up and teach on out school. But there's also the opportunity to do flex classes. So that is also something that I could look into, is doing flex classes for out school, or doing my own flex classes, or upping my YouTube channel, which I'm going to have to kind of switch gears on that. So it is what it is. So I'm doing VIPKID. I'm going to stay opening the few slots that I open until it's the end. I mean, I don't see why not. I'm only teaching 1 or 2 classes a day if I teach that, and why not? So like this past week I had 3 today, and I had like 1 or 2 during the week. So it's not like it's going to wear me out. And I'd like to just stay with the company. I want to see what's coming up. They say they're going global. We'll see what that means. I'm not really into signing on for another company at this point. I know Jason's into Ingu. He likes that. I also have signed into Cambly, but I haven't taught anything with them yet. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys, because I know that some of my friends like to come to my channel and just kind of chat, right? So last week I talked about coffee and some fun, pros and cons about coffee. I do like coffee. I brought my coffee this morning. It stays hot in this one. Now, my favorite coffee mug would be the Contigo ones with the top that closes, and you have to kind of press a button in order for it to open and close. I really love those. This one has like a little slide on it so you can close the top. But I like the Contigo ones because, like, if I'm going to school, I have it in my car, then I'll throw it in my bag. And well, last week I was at church and I spilled my coffee because it wasn't in one of the spill proof things. And also, when it's around the computer, I like to have it closed to make sure I don't spill anything on my computer. So that's another topic for another day. But I also wanted to just talk about, one of the things that one of the reasons I got into the computer was when the computer first started being a thing and people were going on like just emails and stuff. And then I started realizing there are websites and there are chat type rooms. I had a bunch of little kids and I had a big family. So I was kind of looking for some kind of interaction with people, because I was home a lot with little kids. And one of the things that I kind of looked into was, obviously I was probably pregnant at the time, and I was looking for, how do people with big families name their kids? And then I found this one website. It was called Quiverful Haven, or Quiverful, and they were talking about different topics related to large families. And one of the things they talked about was how to name your kids, or how big families name their kids. And it's kind of funny how it's a little bit of a trend. So for my family, my oldest one is just a name we really liked. And then her middle name is my middle name. And then the next daughter, she is named after just a fun name that we liked for her first name. And her middle name is named after my husband's mother. And then my third daughter was a first name we liked, and then her middle name is named after my mother. And so then we go down to the boy, he's named after his dad, and then we're like, okay, now what do we do? We've used up names that we like, we've used up grandmothers and dad and my name. And so we had to kind of branch out, and then we went to a friend. Okay, the first name was a name we liked, and then the middle name was named after a really good friend of ours. Then we went down to a Bible name. Oh yeah, we did do one boy with my dad's first name as a middle name. So then we go down to, I'm just not saying the names because maybe I don't want all my kids' names on there. I don't know. It's probably easy to find out nowadays. You can find out anything. So let's see. So then we went to Bible names and names that we really liked. And then we went to my daughter's name is Bible name with joy in the middle name. And then we have one with faith in the middle name. And then we have Bible names with other people in our families. So then the youngest one, he was named after a famous evangelist, and he was responsible for the Welsh revival. So that one was totally going out of, you know, all the circles that we had been into. So it was kind of fun to read years ago that other families do the same thing. They use family names, they go to Bible names, and then they might have a theme, they might have like a letter that they use. I know like the Duggars, famous family on TV, they had all J names. And so and a lot of my kids have an E at the end, like, my name is Cindy, they have like E at the end, and a couple of them don't, just to be different. So sometimes you have to individualize them for the kid, but every name has a story and every name has a reason and was chosen. And it's kind of cool to be able to tell that story to your kid and to give them a little bit of a legacy, to move on with. And I love my youngest daughter. She's named after my grandmother and my husband's grandmother put together in one name. So Jason says his brothers and they all have the J name. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so I never even thought of that when I started having kids. And then you can't start it, after you have like 5 kids, you can't say, okay, now I'm going to be all J names. Or you do one J and then the next one J, and then you don't know what you're going to do after that. So, yeah, so it's kind of cool that large families do kind of have a little bit of a theme to the names that they choose. And the reason I kind of thought of this is because one person on Facebook, she was asking for names for like older names for this friend of hers that is pregnant. And I wanted to read some of the fun names that for girls that you could use. Adelaide, these are like, they said, give me your grandmother's name. And it says you could win $1,000, but I don't know if that's true or not, but I joined in anyway. Adelaide, Emily, Maria, Jean, Florence, Madeline, Frances, Judith, Ariana, Sophia, Martha, Viola, that's cute, Mary Ellen, Adeline, Grace, Violet, Blanche, Eileen. The ones I chose, my parents agreed that my mom would name the girls and dad would name the boys. But then they had all boys, so my dad named us all. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so then we have my grandmother's name was Lillian. My other grandmother's name was Elizabeth. So that one's not very unusual. But that one's cute when you do Elizabeth and then you say Libby. I think that's really cute. Or Lizzie. Um, and then, but these are two names I thought of that were cool, older names, Constance and Sylvia. I could really see a little girl named Constance. That would be so cute. Sylvia. That's really cute too. Isma, Doris, Lula, Ada, Beryl, Dorothy, Amelia, after Amelia Earhart. I love that name too, Amelia. Lydia, Rose, Ruth, Eleanor, Eleanor, Gladys, and Rose, Genevieve, Gwendolyn, Madeline, Alice, Macy, Greta, Lilith, Mabel, Vera, Leah and Ava, Jean, Dorothy, Mildred, Ruth, Myra, Abby, Opal, Joy, Lacey, Elsie, Beatrice, Pearl, Gloria, Eloise, Beatrice, and Lillian, Elsie, Hazel, Bessie, Doris, Lillian, Clara, Louise, Jean, Virginia, Gretchen, Margaret, Elizabeth, Dorothy, Kathleen, Evelyn, Geraldine, Beatrice, Anna, Grace, Elizabeth, Elsie. Oh, that's cute. Elsie, Clara, Rosalind, Anne, Genevieve, Yvette, Hazel, Ruth, Nancy, Sally, Florence, Beatrice, Hannah, Edith, Irene, Arlene, Charlotte. That's cute. I love that name too. Cora, Euphemia. I don't know what that one is. Sheila, Mary, Edith, Vivian, Winona, Mabel, Arlene. I mean, we could go on forever. I love these. My great grandmother's or my great aunt's name was Arvilla. That is the weirdest name I've ever heard, but it's her name. My father wanted me to name one of my girls Arvilla, and I just couldn't do it, even though my own relative's name was Arvilla. So that is a really fun little thing. So, how about some boys' names? Now, my dad's name is Fred, and that's the middle name of a few of the grandkids. He was a great man. So that is a special name to me, but it's kind of funny how my father and his brother were Fred and Frank. So that those names are seen a lot in books, paired up together. So I don't know where the names came from for my grandmother, but they were English. So probably English names for them. And other boys' names, what do you guys think? Henry. Um, I know my daughter, she was looking into names, Norwegian names, and she really liked the name Olaf before it even came out in the movie Frozen. So Olaf now would be you'd be named after a snowman. So boys' names I think are tricky because I don't like them to sound too, you know, like it has to be a manly name for a little boy. So you look at a little boy with a manly name, or you name him a little boy name and then he has to grow up with it. So I think boys' names are a little trickier than girls' names. That's my opinion. So, but it's kind of fun. It's fun to look at how people name their kids and to give them a story. So in my world, usually we tried to come up with a name that we both agreed on, and we kind of we didn't always agree ahead of time before the child was born, but once the child was born, we seemed to agree on the final name. So Have you ever heard of nicknames? Because people do that. Yeah, nicknames. Now, my name is Cindy, and it is not Cynthia. So, Cynthia is a name that my all my teachers kept telling me that my name was Cynthia, but I even when I was a little kid, I was first learning how to do cursive, and my teacher made me write Cynthia, and she put Cynthia on my report card. I was probably, like, in 1st grade or something, and I'm like, "Okay, whatever, I'll write Cynthia, but it's not my name." And I went home with the report card, and my mom's like, "Why is she calling you Cynthia?" And I said, "I told her my name is not Cynthia, but she didn't listen to me." So my mother had to go in and tell her, her name is not Cynthia. And so that was kind of my life all the way up. Then when I got into high school, we had a very small school. I went to a small private school and probably maybe, I don't know, 50 or 60 in the high school. And in my high school, we had in my high school, I had there were 5 Cindy's, and it was, like, not I wasn't really happy about that, so many people with the same name, but whatever. So one day we're all talking, and I said, "Well, my name is not Cynthia, so I'm the only Cindy." And out of the 5, another girl was also Cindy. So 2 out of 5 were Cindy, not Cynthia. So that was kind of like, "Okay, I guess I'm not unique at all." But as I got older, the funniest story is as I got older, I have 13 children. So, as I don't know which number kid it was, probably like 10 or 11. And you got to a point where you could call up and register at the hospital so that when it's your time to come in, you can go in and all the paperwork is done and everything. So I called up and I'm telling the people all my information. I'm, pregnant. This is my due date. I'm going to be coming in at around this certain time. Cindy from the Brady Bunch. Oh, yeah. I think she's Cynthia, though, isn't she? So, yeah, so I called up and they said, um, I'm getting a little sidetracked on the comments here. So so they said, "What's your full name?" And I told them my name, and they said, "Are you sure it's not Cynthia?" And I'm like, I've been to the hospital how many times? I have all my records, and I'm sure. Thank you, Moritz. I appreciate your comments. Oh my goodness. All right. So that's my story about the names, and I have a busy day planned today. So I am going to go ahead and head out. And so I hope you guys have a really good day, and I hope that you can, let me know the story of your name. You can type in the comments below, or you can just tell me on your own. And I know that Meredith usually watches this video. Oh, I wanted to give a shout out to Evelyn Joy. Her daughter has a birthday, and I'm so happy for her. She's a student of mine in one of my online classes. So happy birthday to Esther. She's 7 years old. So hopefully she'll be able to get the message from her mom. But I'm not going to be teaching her today because I have some things coming up. So I have a busy day, so I need to get moving along. So Jason says, I have a troll. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, and you know what? We can also, you know, we can also do comments on here, and we can like do the wrenches, but I'm on StreamYard, so I don't know how to do the wrenches on StreamYard. Oh, you did it for me, Candy. Thank you. So, I know that people can go watch these videos, and I know that some of my in-person friends sometimes watch the videos, so I'm gonna try to pick little topics that can kind of relate to teachers and maybe something fun to talk about. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Thank you, Candy. Candy, you're one of my online teacher math friends. What are you teaching these days? So with VIPKID going out, we're diversifying. I do teach math in the in-person school, but I haven't really taught like high school for out school because I think that is a big undertaking. Yeah, that's a really big undertaking, and between the copyright issues and making sure they get enough information type thing, maybe Candy, I need to pick your brain a little. I know she does some good upper level math classes and tutoring. So thank you for coming. I haven't seen you on my channel in a while. And I know that some people watch my videos on the playbacks, and thank you so much for your support on my channel. I really appreciate it. I love your comments. She teaches political science, history, geography. She teaches high school special needs students. Ooh, awesome. Yeah, okay. That is a gift, totally. Excellent. Thank you for coming today. I don't know what it's like for you guys, but it is getting a little chilly here. It's fall, and I have my truck pumpkin flag. I've had this one for a while. And today I also, for my classes, I gave out some fun pumpkin rewards for my VIP Kids students. And this is what I had for ManiCam. So I can also use these for my out school classes, and it's still useful even though VIP Kids going down. So Candy says she self-contained classes as well as co-teach the higher level special needs students who are in regular classrooms. Awesome. Yeah. So that's great. I'm teaching Algebra 1 and geometry, and I'm teaching like a 6th grade math class and a 5th grade math class. So it's going well. Yeah. It's a little bit, it's a challenge after teaching one-on-one and then going to a full class to try and meet the needs of everyone can be a little, it's a little tricky, but I really enjoy it. I love the in-person, and I love the students, and things are going well. So I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you so much for coming, and I appreciate your support on my channel, and stay tuned for more fun as I can find it, right? All right. Have a great day. Bye.